Now, you may well remember the critically acclaimed Canadian-American actor Brendan Fraser from films like George of the Jungle or perhaps the Mummy films in the late 90s. But what happened to him after that?
Well, 4 years ago, Fraser shockingly revealed he had been a male Me Too victim of Hollywood sexual abuse in 2003. He's now back with his first leading film role in the best part of a decade, which is called The Whale.
Well, let's talk to our very own Stephanie Takyi, who's here.
Good morning, Stephen and Anne.
I didn't know about this.
Neither did I. It's been very much kept under the radar like most of these stories. But the thing with Hollywood, there's always a point where a story or a scandal will come out. And now that has been all eyes on Brendan Fraser for his superb role in The Whale, where he plays an obese man who's quite self-loathing and confined to a wheelchair. He's been tipped to be an Oscar runner. So with that, a lot of the interviews he's done in the past is coming up, and this is the one that's kind of being talked about at the moment, is his interview with GQ, where he says that he went to a lunch which was hosted by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, and he was greeted by the president at the time, Philip Burke, and they shaked hands, but then Philip pinched his bum, and Philip said it was a joke, where Brendan recalls that actually it was far from a joke because he was quite graphic and he actually touched me quite intimately. He didn't want to put this story out there at the time because he says he didn't want to be, known for that narrative. But he did make a complaint to the association. They done investigation into it and said, yeah, how he was treated was inappropriately, but it was a joke. And it wasn't a joke for Brendan because he said that kind of made him a bit of a recluse from Hollywood because he felt like he wasn't taken seriously and he felt like something had been taken away from him. And there's this kind of blacklisting in Hollywood. If you go against one of the most powerful executives, they're
the people who give out the Oscars, aren't they?
He said he wasn't invited to the events no more. The roles kind of dwindled in that sense. And, even before this scandal, viewers at home will remember him as the hunk and the Mummy and George of the Jungle. But he said that he felt like Disney made him feel like he was either supposed to be a sex idol or Mr. Universe. And I know we've been so used to hearing the female side of things, but I do feel like now we are going to hear the male side of things and they should be taken seriously.
In the meantime, God, this has come out as he's releasing this new film, which, as you say, it's pretty dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very dark, but I think it's one of those ones where he's had his own challenges with his weight, and that's what this film is about as well. So I think hand in hand, he is mentioning, highlighting the mental health that can happen and the sexual abuse that men can face in Hollywood.
Well, it's good that everybody is able to talk about it now because it's clearly been going on a long time.
Yeah.
The ultimate power, isn't it? I can make you a star if you keep quiet.
And that's the thing, guys. I always say it always looks glamorous in Hollywood, but behind it it's quite seedy, it's quite toxic and
very political.
Yeah, and I think, for Hollywood to be quite, clean and, an industry where people want to work, these stories need to come out and people need to be protected.